The first step is to achieve the right mindset, and I think that this is the hardest part of romanticizing studying, because one, you really have to put in active work to achieve the right mindset, or one of the many right mindsets, if you will. It's something that you don't achieve overnight. It does take a lot of time, and sometimes even I still struggle to see studying as a good thing and not something that I don't want to do. But luckily, there are tips that can help you with seeing studying as something fun. The first one being separating the subject or topic that you are studying from the act of studying itself. For example, I absolutely hate biology as a subject. I don't like it. It's just not fun. It is interesting, but not fun. So I tell myself, I hate biology, and that's totally fine. But I also tell myself that, I love studying. I feel smart and educated and also well prepared and confident when I study. And also biology, just hating the subject doesn't spare me from studying for a test. I still have to do it. So I rather shift my focus to finding fun in the act of studying than focusing on hating the subject that I have to study for. The next thing that really helps me romanticizing school or seeing studying as fun is defining studying for myself. If you ask yourself, what is studying? Then you could say, oh, it is such a hard task to do. It's just a waste of my free time. It's extra work I have to do. But you could also say, studying is a great way of preparing yourself. It's also a great way of building your discipline and therefore also increasing your confidence. Because if you can rely on yourself, then that's such a great thing. Studying is a great way of practicing it, and also by studying you learn things. The third thing that also really helps to get into the right mindset is surrounding yourself with like-minded people. This doesn't mean that you should leave your friends alone and then just surround yourself with straight-A students that you've never actually talked to. But if you sometimes just sit in the range of good students, that can also help you. Or maybe just ask them hey, how do you study, or how are you so good at school? But not in a biased way, but more in a really interesting way. So I think it would be better to ask questions hey, how do you study? Or hey, how are you so good at maths? Do you do any extra classes outside of school? Do you have any tips or tricks? Of course, sometimes people don't tell you that, which kind of sucks, but if they do tell you, then that's really great. But yeah, back to the point. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people or people that are really good in school or that see studying as something really fun can help you achieve the right mindset a lot easier. And if you're not really sure how to find like-minded people in your school or in real life, then you could also try to search for a role model, even just really smart and academically good students in movies. For example, Rory Gilmore. On pretty much all social media platforms, there are quotes and little videos of them just saying something relating to study. I, for example, sometimes really do find toxic motivation helpful. You just gotta pick out what works best for you. Now, coming to the next point, inspiration. For finding inspiration, I absolutely love to use Pinterest. I pretty much have visual ideas or vision boards of pretty much every part of my life on Pinterest, so you can check that out if you want, or if you need some inspiration on how to find inspiration. And in case you're not really prone to falling down a rabbit hole of endless and hour-long scrolling, TikTok is sometimes also a great way of finding inspiration. One of my favorite motivational people or motivational creators is Isabella Self-Education. I'll link her socials down below. She, for example, has really helped me find motivation in not only studying for school, but also to educate myself outside of school on topics like learning a new language or becoming better at certain parts like maths or going deeper into chemistry. Back to Pinterest. So on my boards about study motivation, school motivation, there are of course a lot of quotes, but also how I want my environment, my study environment, my desk to look like. So yeah, on Pinterest I have a few things saved out from desk inspiration or decoration, note-taking, or writing flashcards, exam results. Pinterest is just a really great way of finding inspiration, and once you have that inspiration set up, it is time for you to establish habits that kind of take your saved pins from your vision board and put them into your real life. For example, my habits of preparing myself to study is always making a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a cup of matcha, whatever I'm feeling, and then I will light myself a cute little candle, maybe also put some essential oil in my diffuser and turn that on, and then just have a quick wipe over my desk, and then I set up all of the things I need, usually my laptop, my iPad, and then maybe also some books and flashcards, and then I'm all prepared to study. And that's a routine with things that really get me into studying. So I would advise you to maybe just make a list or think about things that you would like to do while studying or even before studying to get you in the mood. Maybe it is scrolling on Pinterest or making you a nice drink or a snack, like cutting up some fruit. Just think about it, and then maybe also how you could incorporate it into a routine or how to make a routine out of it. It is way easier to actually get to studying. For example, if you have a set time to start studying for an hour every day at 4 p.m, then it's gonna be way easier to fill your time or to get to studying if you know, okay, I'm doing this every day at 4 p.m. So then you can plan, okay, what am I gonna do before 4 p.m. or what am I gonna do after? But if you have a set time and a set routine of studying, it's going to be way easier to actually study. Now coming to actually studying, and by using my example of biology, I want to explain how I kind of get interested in topics, also if it maybe isn't the most interesting thing to me at first. And I'm saying at first because I try to just look up the topic and maybe find some news articles or some videos that pick up on a aspect of the topic, or maybe a headline or something that happened, maybe also some advances in technology or in science. This works really well for me, at least because I'm a person that absolutely loves learning about really random facts. When I study, I also really like listening to music, but depending on what I'm doing, this music really changes. If I need to really focus, then it's either no music, white noise, or classical or non-verbal music where no one's singing, because I find it really distracting for me. But of course I also listen to music that I listen to on the bus, and I usually do that while doing my homework that doesn't require any super hard brain work, if I just read through a text and then have to highlight the most important things, or if I'm writing flashcards, then I usually listen to music that I also usually listen to. However, I don't do that when I'm doing language related stuff, because my playlist does have 4 languages in it. It's a mix of mostly, of course, English, but also German, Dutch, and Russian, especially if I have Russian homework or if I want to study some Dutch. Then I usually also just listen to non-vocal music. If you need some good study music, then I have my Spotify linked down below in my link tree. The last thing on my list is gonna be how to make your notes look pretty or aesthetic. For me, that's something that really motivates me. That doesn't have to mean that they have to have 10 stickers with 10 different highlighter colors on it. It's just, I personally really like doing a cursive headline and then writing every bullet point down in black, highlighting the most important things, maybe also doing a little sketch or illustration. But of course I understand that a lot of people don't really get the point of making your notes look aesthetic. But of course, if you're not the most creative person, or if you just don't have the time to put in work yourself to make your notes look super pretty, or even presentations, there is one thing that could really help you. That would be Prisit. Prisit is a youth organization founded in July of 2022. They offer various free services including digital notes, digital flashcards or presentations. As I said, their services are free. They can really benefit you regarding your time management and also your project, because of course it does take a lot of time to make, like for example, a presentation looks super aesthetic. Prisit as well as myself, we both agree that having a visually appealing presentation or visually appealing notes does really benefit you and also makes the viewer, if it's a presentation, happy. Their services can help you benefit regarding your time management and your project itself. And Prisit as well as myself think that having a visual appealing project does really improve the quality of your project by a whole lot. So the way that works is that you of course have to do the research. You have to send them the bullet points and the text that you want to have included, and then they will do the restructuring if needed, as well as the designing. They will not delete or change any of your work. They will just make it visually appealing. Of course, they will guarantee your privacy regarding your work. If you have a specific idea, then you can of course contact them and then request a custom design. And something that I also want to mention is that they offer to design logos for pretty much anything, for a business, for a project, or even for a club. And that's where I want to get back to pretty much the first point that I made, and that is surrounding yourself with like-minded people. A great way of meeting new people that are like-minded or that are really eager to score well in exams is to form a study group or a school club that's dedicated to studying. And a good club has a good logo. So Prisit would also be a great way of doing that and kind of finding help in creating a pretty logo for your club. But yeah, I will definitely link all of their socials down below in a link tree. If you want to check them out, please do. They are really amazing. To conclude, I just want to say that romanticizing studying or making yourself a cup of tea whenever you study or lighting a candle won't make you achieve super good grades, but it's a really great way of helping you. If you want to have good grades, I've also made a video about how to study for exams, so check that out if you want. For now, that's gonna be it. I really hope you had fun and found some inspiration while watching this video. Have fun studying. I really hope you will do good on your exams. Check out Prisit, they're linked down below. As I said, my other socials, if you're interested in that, are also linked down below. And yeah, have fun studying and see you next time.